Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to review this wonderful wagon that I got from Harbor Freight. Now usually I don't start out just raving and ranting about something, but this is probably one of the best investments I've ever made, and I'm not kidding. I mean, this thing has been a workhorse from day one, and it's made my life a lot easier. Just look at this. I'm dragging a lot of heavy stuff through the yard every day, just about. And I mean, what else can I say about this thing? It does its job and it does it very well. And it makes my life a whole lot easier. There's so many days that I have to move around heavy stuff around the yard. And this just helps me to just drag it in. And here you can see me just throwing big bags of potting mix right on top of it. And it's really sturdy. It's well built. And I've really had very little issues with it. But there was one issue that I did encounter that you guys might find it to be an issue in the future too. So just stick around and I'll show you exactly what that is. But overall, I must say this thing is just, it pays for itself time and time again as I move things around the yard. Imagine trying to carry these bags around one by one, back and forth. There's no way I can go back to doing things the way I used to before, because this wagon just makes my life so much easier. So let's get into some features. First of all, this is a One Stop Gardens brand, and it can carry up to 1,000 pounds. That's right, 1,000-pound capacity. So this cart is an open-sided cart. It's perfect for hauling things all the way up to 1,000 pounds, as I said, and it's great for landscaping supplies and equipment. And it's got an open mesh deck, and it's designed to shed water, dirt, debris, just for easier cleanup. And the deck is braced underneath for added support, while the wide track tires, it prevents any kind of tipping over, and it really does well in rough terrains. And as you can see, I have a really nice wide scope of range here to turn the wheels. Now, it's heavy 10-gauge steel mesh, so it's great for heavy loads. It's got large 10-inch pneumatic tires. And this is a 4-foot by 2-foot deck. It's got plenty of room for plants, tools. It's got reinforced steel support brackets there. So let's talk about the biggest issue with this wagon. Now, I was taking the wagon over to haul some stuff, and the whole tire on the front just falls right off. And I was just like completely surprised, because this thing was just such a good wagon that I was surprised that this whole thing would just come off. So as I looked carefully, I noticed that the nut that secures the wheel to this rod here, it was completely missing. And I couldn't even find it, because pulling this thing over grass and all kinds of terrain, it's just really hard to even find the nut anywhere in there. So I searched and searched, couldn't find the nut. And as I looked closely, I realized that the nut does not lock in place. It can actually walk out of place as the wheel turns. Now, this to me, I think, is a bit of a poor design. I mean, everything else about the wagon was great. So I went out to the local Home Depot, bought this Everbuilt lock nut, M12 1.75, and I had to take one of the nuts off of another wheel to size it up to get the right size. And this lock nut here, if you look carefully, it has this like rubber or plastic ring at the tip. So when you screw it in, it'll stay in place. It prevents the nut from walking back out, even when the wheel is turning. So I use an 18mm socket on the original nuts. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swap all of them out, because eventually I believe that all of them will come off. And this is also a safety issue, because if you've got a heavy load and you lose a wheel, the whole thing can tip over and potentially hurt you. So there it is, the nut and the washer. And let's do a comparison here. This is the original nut on your right, and there is a lock nut that I bought on the left. And as you can see, the thickness is different. And I wouldn't have to worry about this nut walking back out and having a potential disaster. So I'm going to put back on the washer. And here I'm going to use a 19 millimeter to put on a new nut. And again, it's the same size threading. So as long as the threading is correct, you're pretty much good to go. And as I've said before, this is an M12 1.75 nut. So I basically changed all of them and everything looks great. The nut doesn't walk out. And after looking at it, the wheels are turning nice and smooth. And I'm happy with the correction there. So once again, this is probably the best investment I've ever made. And I do recommend you going out and getting you one of these for your yard. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Please like and subscribe to my channel to continue to get more videos like this one. I'll see you guys on the next one.